Welcome back. In this episode, we are going to be learning about guidance challenges. During your teaching career, you will likely have several children in your classes who will model unwanted behaviors. Many guidance problems appear in the form of disruptive behaviors, and these behaviors can be harmful or infringe on the rights of others in the class. Disruptive behavior is caused by tension. Helping children deal positively with tension-causing events is a key role of a teacher so that you can effectively guide and help children. So join me, Mrs. Murph, as we learn all about guidance challenges. The first objective we're going to cover in this video is recognize the causes of actual behavioral problems in children. There are many causes of behavioral problems in children. These include certain stressors and frustrations children do not know how to handle. In addition, there are physical problems that can cause tension. Being aware of situations and emotions that produce tension is important. This knowledge will allow you to avoid these causes or at least reduce the effects of them. Some of the causes include overstimulation, breaks in a child's routine, noise, wait time. Frustration and physical problems like poor health can also cause guidance problems. Objective 2 is to describe the effect of family stressors on children and families. So let's watch a short video that talks about helping a child manage stress and anxiety.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good
helping your child manage stress and anxiety. Vicki Halier, LSW. Debbie Rockwood, LASWS. Stress and children. All children experience stress and anxiety at times. Stress and anxiety is expected and normal at certain stages of development. Infants preschool age can experience separation anxiety. Young children have short-lived fears, dark, storms. Stress and anxiety becomes a problem when it begins to interfere with daily activities. Pay attention to changes in your child's behavior so you can take action to help with your child's stress. Common causes of stress for children. New siblings, moving, starting school/childcare, family illness or death, divorce, new stage of development, adolescence, over-involvement, academics, unfamiliar situations, change in routine. Not all of these stressors will affect every child. Children handle their reactions to stress differently. Some children have natural abilities to cope with stress, while others need guidance and to build healthy coping skills. How can I tell if my child is stressed? Daydreams frequently. Difficulty concentrating. Dull or vacant expression. Aggressive, angry, irritable. Withdraws from others. Becomes more fearful or anxious. Has more headaches, stomach aches, or physical complaints. No energy. Change in appetite. Trouble sleeping. Impulsive behavior or defiance. Losses interest in activities, isolates self. Nervous behaviors, nail biting, stuttering, teeth grinding. Falling grades. Some of these symptoms are normal at different stages of development. Pay attention to significant changes in your child's behavior.
Okay, so that was just a little bit, mainly that slide, that PowerPoint was from a parent's perspective, but a lot of the things that they described would also be relevant to a teacher as well. Stress is the body's reaction to physical or emotional danger signals. This reaction often takes the form of tension. Mild or occasional stress is a problem, However, constant prolonged stress can threaten a child's ability to cope. Early in life, children are already learning how to cope with stress by watching the adults in their lives. As a result, children vary widely in how to handle stress. Stress can be caused by negative and positive events. The family unit can serve as a buffer from stress and be a source of many stressors in a child's life. The influences of family can be positive or negative depending on the family dynamic. Stressors can range from birth of a sibling, new school, or constant contact to family crisis, such as a divorce, maybe the loss of a job, and even a death in their family. Handling family stressors of any type is difficult for young children. The intensity of a child's reaction will depend on how threatening the stressor is. Children feel guilty if they believe their behavior caused a family crisis, such as maybe a divorce. And explaining that a crisis is not a child's fault can be helpful. Prolonged stress in early childhood can undermine healthy brain development. A child depends on their environment for experiences that will promote optimal brain development and resiliency. Stimulation from caregivers influence the wiring of the brain. A strong, secure attachment to a nurturing caregiver appears to provide a protective biological structure buffering children from the effects of stress. Children with strong, secure attachments have fewer behavioral problems when confronted with stress. Stressful situations vary in duration and severity. A frequent sign of stress in the family is regression, where a child shows behaviors that were typical at an earlier stage of development, such as toileting accidents or thumb sucking. There are also many other behaviors that are exhibited as a sign of stress, which we will discuss in a moment. A partnership with families is important to support children's development. Two-way communication between teacher and parents is vital. As a teacher, you can help children handle stress when you are aware of a family situation that could affect the child's behavior. Recognize, however, that crisis in the family will affect the parents as well. If a family member seems open to suggestions, you may be able to refer them to a community resource that can help. And on the screen in front of you, you see some of the tables or the figures that were in your textbook that are a list of possible family stressors, and then also the possible signs of stress that you may see outward. These are really kind of outward signs that you may see in the classroom that let you know that the child may be under some type of stress. The next objective is to explain how to guide children as they learn appropriate social emotional skills. And one thing we know is that children are better able to handle stress when their teachers care enough about them to listen attentively, okay? So it's really once you pick up on the cues that you saw on the slide before, and then listening to them and then guiding them as to how to appropriately handle these social emotional skills that they have. Negativism, theft, anger, biting, thumb sucking, fear, they're all possible reactions to tension. These reactions remind us that children are people too. You must deal with and guide their behavior just as you would an adult. Accept a young child's negative behavior. However, keep in mind all health and safety regulations. When working with children, provide a supportive, affectionate, and consistent environment. Observe carefully and really listen to the children. Talk with children about their feelings and help them recognize and label those feelings. Teach coping behaviors using specific praise and acknowledging the child. Correct any misconceptions children have about themselves to help them see themselves as a positive, worthwhile person. So let's review for just a second. As a teacher of young children, at times you will experience problems guiding the children in your care. Common causes of guidance problems include overstimulation, changes in routine, loud noise, frustration, and physical problems. Your goal is to guide children as they learn appropriate social emotional skills. Knowing how stress affects young children is also important. Stress can have many causes, and young children do not know how to handle stressful situations very well, which results in expressing themselves through unwanted behaviors. Although families can be a source of stress, families can also serve as a buffer for children during times of stress. In addition, you will face specific problem behaviors in your classroom. These include stealing, anger, biting, tattling, thumb sucking, fear. Handling each of these problem behaviors takes guidance skills and techniques that are unique to each situation. So that wraps us up for this chapter. You can learn more about this topic by reviewing the resources posted in your course as well as your textbook. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me. And thanks again for joining me, Mrs. Murph, as we learned all about guidance challenges. See you next time.